Welcome to the Mobile Home Friend YouTube channel. I am Charles Odell, and this is your primary resource for everything manufactured housing. Whether you are tackling a full remodel like the one you see here, or just looking for honest advice on repairs and financing, we provide the data and technical deep dives you need to succeed. Our mission is simple: to help you save money and improve your home through first principles logic and transparent cost breakdowns. For the full technical guides and even more resources, visit us at mobilehomefriend.com.
Welcome to another deep dive from Mobile Home Friend. Today we are looking at how to qualify for an FHA Title II loan based on our latest research at mobilehomefriend.com. If you're trying to finance a manufactured home, you've probably figured out it's not quite as simple as a regular house. Well, today we're unlocking the secrets to getting what's really the gold standard for financing.
You know, it really all boils down to this one simple question. In a lender's eyes, is your mobile home a car or is it a house? And believe me, the answer to that question changes absolutely everything. We're talking about the difference between a short-term, high-interest loan and a real wealth-building mortgage.
So let's break that down. If your home is seen as personal property, you're going to get what's called a chattel loan. Just think of it like a car loan, higher interest rates, shorter term, maybe 20 years. But if it's classified as real property, then it's treated just like a house, and you can get a traditional mortgage with way better terms.
So how do you get those better terms? What's the secret? The answer is the FHA Title II mortgage. This is the key. This is what unlocks all the benefits of real property financing and makes your manufactured home completely equal to a site-built house in the eyes of any lender.
And trust me, getting this right is a huge deal. With an FHA Title II loan, you're looking at a 30-year fixed mortgage, much lower interest rates, and hey, a down payment that could be as low as 3.5%. This isn't just about the loan itself, it's a financial game changer that can seriously boost your home's resale value down the road.
So what's the catch? Well, it's a pretty tough process, I'm not going to lie, but we've broken it all down into 5 non-negotiable requirements. Think of them as 5 gates you have to pass through to get that loan approval. You ready? Let's dive into the first one.
The first gate, and honestly, probably the most important one, is all about the ground your home is sitting on. We're talking about the foundation. Your home has to be permanently attached to a foundation that meets some really strict HUD and FHA standards. That means all the towing gear, the axles, the hitches, all of it has to be gone. And you can't just say it is. You have to prove it with a foundation certification from a licensed engineer.
And make no mistake, this is where most applications just fall apart. If an inspector finds any problems with that foundation, any shifting, any cracks, any damage at all, your application is pretty much dead in the water. We actually have a complete guide to foundation repair costs over on the Mobile Home Friend website if this is something you're worried about. All right, let's move on to the second gate. This one is all about your home's official identification.
Lenders need physical proof that your home was built to federal standards after 1976. This proof comes in 2 little pieces. The data plate, which is a paper label you'll usually find inside a kitchen cabinet or a closet, and the HUD certification labels. Those are the little red metal tags you see on the outside of each section of the home.
So what happens if those tags are missing? It's not a total deal breaker, but you need a plan. You can apply for something called a letter of certification from an approved agency. Just know this can add some extra time and money to your loan process, so if they're missing, you want to get started on that right away.
Okay, on to gate number 3. We're moving from the physical stuff to the legal paperwork.
It's kind of a weird thought, but your manufactured home originally had a vehicle title, just like a car. To get an FHA Title II loan, you have to officially surrender that title to the state. This is a legal step that basically merges the home and the land into one single piece of property, which then gets taxed as real property.
And here's a little insider tip from our research at Mobile Home Friend. This is a really common snag. You might have a seller who's lived in the home for 20 years and completely forgot about that original title. Trying to dig it up and surrender it right before closing can cause some major delays, so you definitely want to check on this early. Gate number 4 is all about the home's history, its age and its travel log.
So the rules here are pretty black and white. Your home has to be built after June 15, 1976, and it has to be at least 400 square feet. But here is the rule that trips up so many people. The FHA will not, I repeat, will not finance a home that has ever been moved from its original location, ever.
And that brings us to the 5th and final gate. This one is about you, the borrower. So even if the house is perfect, you still have to qualify financially.
For manufactured homes, lenders are usually looking for a credit score of at least 620 to 640. And your total monthly debt, that includes your new mortgage payment, can't be more than 43% of your income before taxes. If your credit score is a little low, a good strategy is to focus on paying down other.
Okay, now that you know the rules for a Title II loan, let's just quickly clear up something that confuses a lot of people. The difference between an FHA Title I and a Title II loan. They sound similar, but they are not the same thing at all. A Title I loan is really for the home only, like if it's on leased land, and it's got a shorter 20-year term. A Title II loan, on the other hand, is for the home and the land together, and that's the one that gets you the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. So if you own your land, Title II is what you're aiming for. Let's go back to one of those rules for a second, because it is the biggest and, frankly, most surprising deal-breaker of them all, the moved home rule.
Let's just ask the question straight up. You find the perfect home. It passes every single test we've talked about, but then you discover it was moved from its original lot 5 years ago. Can you still get a government-backed loan? For the FHA, the answer is a hard no.
But this is where knowing the rules can actually save your deal. The FHA won't finance a moved home because they're worried about its structural integrity, but a VA loan will. The VA doesn't have that same restriction, which is an absolute game changer for eligible veterans. We break this down in a lot more detail on mobilehomefriend.com.
So, there you have it. That's the roadmap to an FHA Title II loan. It's not exactly easy, but now you know exactly what to look for. Is your dream home on the right path? We sure hope this helps you get there. Thanks for watching. For more guides and the full article on this topic, head over to mobilehomefriend.com. And don't forget to check the links in the description below.
Thanks for watching. For more technical guides on this topic, click the link to see the in-depth article over at mobilehomefriend.com. There are many more informational dives into manufactured home topics to investigate and keep your project moving forward.